Hey, when it happens. But stand up, New York Mets fans. Tonight, game 2 of 3 from Citizens Bank Park. Both teams chose to skip last night because of the Juneteenth crap. Because of the Juneteenth crap. Anyone who knows I'm not a fan of that sort of BS. Because of how much the political left has been trying to screw with our heads to get inside our minds to make us believe this country was built on slave backs. That sort of BS. You get my idea. I'm more of a 1776er than a 1619er, if you get the picture I'm trying to paint. But nonetheless, tonight's the New York Mets against the Philadelphia Phillies. Only my second time this season I'm bothering doing this. In a ball game that involves the New York Mets. And if anyone remembers the last time I called a game between these two, I went off the handle wanting to kill Carlos Mendoza for his incompetence and blast the team into oblivion for discipline at the plate, or rather lack of it, after the first inning of that fucking game. Remember, I was ready to murder. I came off screaming like a banshee, wanting to murder somebody. Because at that point, the Mets had lost, I believe, 6 in a row. Because of Mendoza's incompetence, the team's bend over and dime, roll over and die mentality, as well as the reckless gambling. And the reckless bullpen gambling. And pitcher gambling, which made me want to kill Carlos Mendoza. I mean, I want him fired at the end of this year regardless, don't get me wrong. And he deserves to get the pink slip when this season's over. And the sooner he's gone, to me anyway, the better the Mets will be. Because then we can get a manager who is not a reckless bullpen gambling twit, who's nothing more than a meat puppet for a GM and who's so bull rushing on man in a lit. I want Soto, plus a 2-run triple that basically broke the doors open for the Mets by Marcus Semien to win 6-4. It's going to be Carson Bench in center, Bo Bichette at third, Juan Soto in left, Marcus Semien at second, Eric Wagaman playing right, Francisco Alvarez DHing, Mark Vientos at first, Luis Torrens at catching, and Zach Short, who was a waiver pickup, playing short. The Phillies will have Christopher Sanchez, one of the most dominant pitchers going today, on the mound. The Mets will face Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, who are short in DH. First base, Bryce Harper, Brandon Martian left, Alec Bowman third, Bryson Stott second, JT Realmuto at catching, whoever this Ricky, let me see who this kid, Gabriel Riquelme Jr. in right. I have never heard of this kid. Might be a rookie that the Phillies brought in. I don't know. And Justin Crawford in center. Mets need to show a lot of discipline tonight. I mean, compared to last June, this June has been kind of a step up for the Mets. Let me see what their record has been in this month. Well, compared to last month, it was a nightmare after the first 7. When the first 7 all went downhill because, again, of Mendoza's moronic bullpen gambling. This year, it's more or less out the chute in April because of his self-indulgent stupidity, as well as Stearns' incompetence, because he built a core, he demolished the core that brought heart and emotion and energy to the team. Sure, there were some arguments, but every team needs some form of disagreement. Otherwise, it gets rigid and fucking stale in the locker room. And why? For bullshit political reasons, because of Lindor's wife. Sheesh. And for those wondering, I have a friend not part of either network who has a contact inside falling apart. Influence. And we all know how much that destroys a ball club. Getting back on topic. Mets in June. 1 win, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wins in June to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 losses. So compared to last year, at least at this point in time, it's basically on par, if not a bit of a step up. A step in the right direction. I don't know. In any case, oh God, a pride night next week against these fuckers. Bench chops one foul off, chops a sinker foul. Strike one. When are Stearns and Mendoza and Stearns and Cohen going to realize that the new mayor of New York hates them and hates the LGBTQ team? I don't know. Upstairs and misses 1-1. One from Sanchez. Sanchez more or less on pace to an All-Star appearance and probably will get the start be the first pitcher in a while to start in the All-Star game in his home ballpark. I don't know. 1-2, 1-1, slider, swung and missed. 1-2 by 1-2 to bench. One-two pitch. That one ricocheted off the glove of Realmuto. It didn't hit anything except maybe the umpire. So 2-2. Mets coming into this in the basement of the division at 34-41. Phillies coming into this 40-35, second in division. A dramatic turnaround after firing by Rob Thompson. They've won 31 of their last 47 after the firing. Low in the dirt, full count on the changeup. Here comes the payoff pitch to bench. And got him swinging on the sinker, one down. If the bat's lowered a little bit, Benj would have fouled that off at the minimum. Here's Bo Bichette. Philly fans no stranger to him. First pitch. Ground ball, cued right to first, scoop, toss to Sanchez, one down. And by Harper, scoops to Sanchez, two down. And here comes Juan Soto. Ironically, he has the second highest total of ribbies and the highest total of our homers for this team. The problem is it's 17 homers to 38 RBIs. Last Thursday night, he went 2 for 4 with a pair of solo shots. And of course, the last time the Phillies played the Mets in June in this ballpark, he went off. He, Brandon Nimmo, Francisco Alvarez, Francisco Lindor, Jared Young, they all went off for 7 collective homers. Strike one. One on a sinker that goes over the middle, and Soto doesn't bother to chase after. Low, 1-1. Unfortunately, the Mets are falling back into that lack of discipline trap. 2 outs, and Sanchez has only thrown 9 fucking pitches so far. 1-1 pitch. Bounces to Stott. He'll fling it over to Harper. Inning over. This is why you need fucking discipline at the plate to stack the count. And that's been one of the biggest weaknesses of the Mets in the last few years. Very little to no plate discipline. They're not stacking the count out with the batters. They're just hacking it or nearly every fucking pitch. No score through 1. the Mets are gonna play. I want to stress to people, I am happy that the New York Knicks are the NBA champions. It's just that having been disappointed for so long after 32 of my 38 going on 39 years on keeping a pain times for my 30th or 31st year as a fan, and it's been also a pain in the ass, given how how the front office. Peralta will take them out. Strike 3 innings, 81 strikeouts. Overly reliant on his four-seamer. Here comes first pitch, and it's that four-seamer that just misses the outside part of the plate on 1. Trey Turner has not had a good year so far. 223, 721. And Peralta goes low, trying to be cute. 2-0. People wonder why I haven't called many Met games this year. With how much of a shit heap this team is, that's one of the main reasons why. Catches the inside corner, 2-1. That's popped up. Foul ground. Who's Vientos under it? He'll make the catch. 1 down. If it was another horn or something, I don't know. Schwarber did it hit? No, it didn't. Ball 1. Two no. Swing and a miss, this time with the curveball, 2-1. Two pitch, 2-1 pitch is popped up, and that's going into the seats behind the plate, 2-2. Two is low, full count. That one was a changeup. One of Peralta's biggest weaknesses is that he's facing teams with a lot of discipline at the plate, and thus they get a lot of foul balls off him, and it stacks his pitch count, which is why he doesn't go 6 to 7 innings. Most times, Mendoza will give him a hook after 5. If you think this pitching matchup's bad enough for the Mets, tomorrow's even worse. Zach Wheeler against David Peterson. And Peterson's been covering up a hip injury as far as I could tell. Payoff is popped up. Shallow center, and that's going to get caught by Benj on the run. 2 down. One of the few bright spots for the Mets this year is the quality two-way play by Carson Benj. He's good with a bat, good on the base paths, and a quality glove in the outfield. And a quality player with the glove in the outfield. Bryce Harper's up next. 15 homers, 40 RBIs, 248 batting average. And again, Peralta starts the batter on the back foot, 1-0. And starts in at bat on the back foot, 1-0. And again, throws the fastball too fucking high, 2-0. Go downhill instead of throwing it up, you dumbass. Seriously, why the hell do we get this piece of shit? Oh, wait, I forgot. It's because how familiar Stearns was with him in Milwaukee. Jackass. That's gone. As soon as that went off the bat, I knew that was going over the fence. 1-0 Philadelphia. Fed him an inside fastball on the hands. A middle deep in fastball on the hand. Harper's favorite pitch. That's home run number 16 on the year. Phillies go up 1-0. First pitch to Marsh, and now he gets ahead of a hitter with a foul ball. What a load of bullshit. One and one in the dirt on a changeup. 45% of Phillies runs have been on home runs. That's not good if you want a quality hitter. I mean, Marsh is a quality hitter in terms of his batting average. On contact rather than going for power shots. Here's the 1-2. That's fouled. We'll do it again. Got him. Inning over. But Philadelphia does draw first blood with a Harper solo shot. I think I have to do this shit again tomorrow night. Mostly that hot topic story for the past week. I mean, the recent hot button topic in baseball for the past week. Should baseball teams, you guys know what my answer would be. Definitive yes. You know, I think I would have assumed Met fans would come in here. Burns and Mendoza finally get fired, and Cohen gets his head out of his ass. and spends and finds a GM who is willing to spend the big bucks come 27 or even 28, if we don't get a 27 season because of a player's strike, and because of a player's strike, due to the fact that the owners want a salary cap and the players don't. And the players don't, who knows? Simeons hits this one right center field. It's playable. It's going to be Crawford who gets it. One down. Here's Wagaman. First pitch, strike one as he takes a heater over the middle. Phillies are going to be unhappy that Atlanta got a walk-off win tonight over Milwaukee, 3-2. Or is it 4-3? I don't know. 0-1 pitch, strike two. 1-1. Missed the edge. Missed the corner. One, swing and a miss on the changeup that dropped. 1-2. Got him. Wagaman didn't even try at that bat. 2 down. Wait a minute. No, that's a ball. Reverse it. 2-2. Just 0.2 of an inches off of the plate, out of the zone. Two pitch. Outside, full count. So does Wagaman go after this pitch? Let's see if he does. Payoff. Chops it foul. We'll do it again. Foul off again. Here's the payoff again. And that's low, ball 4. Oh, God. Johnny Knoxville joined the Savannah Bananas. Made his banana ball debut. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. No, please. And he hit. What a jackass. Here's Alvarez. Swings and misses a sinker on 1. through the hole in the right and second base side, base hit. Everyone moves. Wagaman moves up a bag to second. So instead of 1 man on and 2 men out, it's 2 men on and 1 man out for Mark Vientos, who has not hit well this year. But then again, it's kind of the story he's had since last season. Even worse this year when you consider he's had a platoon between himself, Jared Young, and Brett Beatty in first base. An experiment with him and Brett that failed horribly. And again, I blame David Stearns for letting a certain someone get in his ear and allow Alonso walk. Yeah, Lindor is not my favorite Met anymore, and I've already explained why. I'm not going to go into it again. First pitch, strike one. For how he sabotaged his own team just to placate little wifey. Having said that, Vientos 217 average, 830 home runs, 31 RBI, 628 on base percentage. Takes his batter's time out. Here's the 0-1. Low and away. Doesn't chase the changeup. 1-1. Takes the changeup. 1-2. With runners in scoring position this year, the bulk of Vientos' ribbies have come in this spot. 23 of the 31. 1-2 pitch. Fouled it off. Do it again. Chopped. And that's going to roll foul. Everyone back. Everyone has to go back. We'll do it again. I mean, if that stayed fair, maybe it's an infield hit. I don't know. Vientos isn't one of the fastest runners on the squad. One, two pitch. Got him on the low chain slider swing. 2 down. You fucking dumbass. Yeah, you know Vientos is getting traded for a more competent first baseman at the end when we get to the deadline in August. In July. Here's Luis Torrens. He's going to foul that one off the ball sack of JT Realmuto, 0-1. Actually, it's not when you think about it, John. Swung and missed 0-2. This was a team that was designed specifically to flop in these situations because, again, do I need to go over it? Oh, 2 pitch in the dirt. Gets away. Everyone's going to move up a bag. So it's a wild pitch on Sanchez. Very rare for someone like him. And that's a rarity when it gets by Real Muto. Under the glove. 1-2 pitch. Poke through the hole. Diving stop by Stott, and that saves a run. Mets get a hit, and a walk, but they strand 2. 1-0 Philadelphia. Good effing grief. Maybe I need to shave this fucker. Tell me, folks, do I look better with or without the stash? Because next convention I'm going to, this fucker comes off. First pitch to Bohm, ball 1, and again, Peralta can't get a first pitch strike. Strike 1. Driven to right field, but it's going to go foul down the line. 1 and 2. One, 2 is blooped. And Wagaman caught it! Wow! Or did he nest it? Let's check. He got it. No, looks like he trapped it. That looked more like a trap than a catch now that I look at it. And Wagaman knows it. Overturn, Bohm's on it first. Tough break for the Mets. Bryson Stott takes ball one. 2-0. As yet again, not much, Johnsy. 2-0 pitch. 3-0 as again, Peralta's trying too hard to aim it rather than just fucking pitch. Real Muto waits on deck. Strike one. He finally got a call. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Swing and a miss on this changeup. Full count. Bohm will be taken off on the pitch, maybe. Though with nobody out, I wouldn't risk it. Stott's numbers have been, while he has more homers against righties than he does lefties, he does better hitting against lefties than he does against righties. That's fouled off. We'll do it again. I mean, when the hell is it the Mets are finally going to fire Mendoza at the end of this year? And then who? You replace him with another fucking yes-man, the Stearns to fuck over games? Sorry. I'm done with you, Stearns. That's popped up. Left field. So to wonder it, he'll make the catch, one down. He's 13 and strike one on the sweeper, 0-1. That's been rare for Peralta this year to get the first strike and get ahead in the count and against any batters he faces. Didn't go around on that one, 1-1. Philly fans want to use this series as payback for the NBA playoffs. Can't blame them. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at the changeup low, 1-2. For context, Knicks swept the 76ers. And Philly and 76 and Sixers fans were pissed to fuck. I mean, they got Daryl Morley out. Why not get rid of Nick Nurse? Peralta with a pickoff attempt. Bone gets back in time. That's disengagement 1. Popped up again. This one going in the foul ground. Who's going to get it? Nobody. We'll do it again. You should be sprinting to that ball, guys, not jogging to it. Fuck wads. Isn't come with the awful coaching of baseball, am I right? One-two pitch. That one was way too far away from the dish. 1-2. It's kind of sad that the bulk of the games I've called between these two have gone to the Phillies. On Thursday in the Canyon of Heroes, the New York Knicks came home with the title in hand. Their first title since 1973. Oddly, that same year, the Mets made a miracle run to the 7th game of the World Series, but still came up short. 2-2 is fouled off. And honestly, with the way the core is constructed this year, I don't see that happening for the Mets in 2026. Yeah, we're in front of for the first half, but because of Mendoza's reckless bullpen gambling, everything fell apart because of his incompetence. 2-2 pitch. In the left field, fair ball. Into the corner. Bohm's going to race his way home. 2-0 Philadelphia. RBI double for JT. And this is why I hate you, Mendoza. I mean, I'm just praying for a regime change with the Mets, at least in the dugout. The sooner Mendoza leaves, the better. Because here's the thing. The only reason David Stearns is fucking doubling down on this dimwitted dipshit is because he wants protection. Because he needs a scapegoat for how bad this team has fallen off. When the truth is, I've worked around the scapegoat and want to stab him. If you get the picture I'm trying to paint. No balls, 2 strikes to Requiones, and he pops this one up. Easy play for Beatty, for Bichette, 2 down. And throw in the fact they've been so fucking inconsistent. They're the 139th team to have a 12-game losing streak of 12 or more games. The previous 138 missed the playoffs, including them in 2004, where they had in 2002 when they had a 16-game losing streak. But that had more to do with injuries and a core that just didn't mesh after John Olerud flew the coop to Seattle. Ray Ordonez kept getting injured. Robin Ventura hung it up, or he went to the Yankees. I don't remember which. And Fonzie got replaced with Roberto Alomar, as well as a bloated Roger Cedeno in center, or who didn't have the same level of speed he had in '99 before he got shipped out to the Tigers, where he really let himself go in a negative sense. And that ultimately led to Bobby Valentine. At the end of that year, ended up leading Bobby Valentine again fired. And one of the Mets' more successful managers in the past 2.5 decades getting pink slipped. 1-2. 2-2. And again, Peralta doesn't constantly putting himself on the back foot with his pitch count. Never seems to get past 5 innings because he bloats it too much. Payoff is hit in the left center. And that's off the wall. Another run's going to score. 3-0 Phillies. Remind me to slaughter David Stearns for putting this lineup together this year. And I mean flat out slaughter him. Because if I'm GM, Carlos Mendoza would be fired lickety fucking split. When the 2027 when the offseason rolls around, I am putting every bit of money into finding a big name. As soon as we get a new CBA deal, that is. Bloated contracts that can rival or even surpass the Dodgers. They get everything year one. I put Lindor under the gun for his crime and ship his ass out. Bat broken and foul to Turner 0-1. There will be a crackdown on political tirades in the locker room. I will cut off Mayor Mondami from coming to Met games. Because with Lindor gone, he doesn't have an automatic into the ballpark anymore. 1-1. Of course, the only way I think the Mets get better, and this is even if we don't get a season in 2027, but do get one in 28, Lindor's contract runs out, number one. And number two, Mondami is thrown out of the governor's mansion in Albany. Is thrown out of the mayor's estate in Manhattan. Three and one. And we put a crackdown on, and whoever the new mayor of New York City becomes in 29 basically puts a crackdown around on virtue signaling and political pandering. Pop foul. Bichette's got room. Catch made, but not before the Phillies score another 2 on 3 hits. And strand 1, 3-0 Phillies. I'll block this little cunt. Third inning will be Short, Benj, and Bichette to face Sanchez. Thompson's in playoffs. Strike one. One. Ball two. He'd be the bearer of bad news. Stephen A. But I'm saying, because of the pattern, I'm saying Thunder Cavaliers, Thunder Cavs in the finals next season. 3-1. One pitch to Short. Pop up. And that's going into the seats down the right field line, foul. Honestly, I would have just let that one go. May it shield me from my enemies. That's fouled again. This time down the left field line. Payoff pitch. Got him looking. That's strikeout number 3 for Sanchez. Thursday night on Fox, USA will take on Turkey in their final block matchup. Can the USA go perfect 3-0 in their group? I mean, they've already qualified for the knockout round. Back to the top of the order, and Carson Benj. Ball one. One, 2-0. That's low, 3-0. No, with the sinker. So far, only the U.S. and Mexico have qualified for the knockout round. 3-0 pitch. Bench takes strike one over the middle. It's fouled off down the first baseline off the plate. We'll do it again. Well, I guess I'm not coming on the Mike show tonight. Payoff pitch. That's fouled off again. Got him looking again. Bench doesn't even bother to chase that fucker. You gotta be aggressive, not passive in those situations. 2 down. Bichette up next. Swing and a miss. And this is where the lack of plate discipline comes into play against these good pitchers that the Mets face. They crumble in front of it, in front of their command and control and finesse. 0-1 pitch. 1-1. 1 on the changeup. There's Dave Dombrowski, the man who made the shift from Thompson to Mattingly in late April. Bichette loops one in the left field. That's going to fall for a 2-out single. Strike one. Doesn't even bother to chase the sinker. He would have gotten good wood on it if he did. Last 9 games, 4 homers, 8 RBIs, 483 average, 1,000 slugging percentage, 1,500 OPS for Soto. Down the right field line, but that's going to hook foul. 0-2. This is what he did Thursday night. Pair of solo shots. One to deep right and then one to right center that carried. Oh, 2. 1-2. Just missed the outside corner. Two and two. Foul off. We'll do it again. Through the hole, base hit in the right. Bichette will hit the brakes at second. And again, Mets have 2 men on and 2 men out. That brings up Semien. I don't like Semien in the cleanup spot. He's better when he's in the lower portion of the order. Ball 1. Pulls out on the right, but it's going to go foul. 1-1. Popped up. Harper under it. Inning over. Mets get 2 hits, but they get nothing out. But they don't bear any. But it doesn't bear any fruit. 2.5 innings complete. 3-0 Philadelphia. The third for Philadelphia. First pitch is again a fucking ball. Please kill me. Strike 1. Gone. Get Peralta off the fucking mound, Mendoza, you sloth. 4-0 Philadelphia. Number 26 for Schwarber. People wonder why on that one outburst that got me barred from doing wrestling content ever again on the Hardcore Sports Network outside the Megamits podcast, I demanded for Stearns' death or his firing or whatever, because he was this fucking incompetent to pick a player who would pick a pitcher who would crumble under the pressure of New York City. Only Aaron Judge has had more home runs in the last 4 years than Kyle Schwarber. Base hit, the throw to get Harper, not in time. Pulled short off the bag. Can we please get this piece of shit off the mound, get that dim-witted gambling terrorist out of the dugout, and get that politically motivated terrorist out of the GM's office? Please, when this season is fucking over. And think, I have to do this shit again tomorrow night. And it's going to be even worse with David Peterson on the mound. A man who has been covering up a fucking hip injury. One and oh to Marsh. That's fouled off. 1-1. And yet, as long as Steve Cohen gets his casino, and as long as he people pleases to the government of New York City, everyone is fucking okay with this shit. Swan and miss 1 and 2. Chop foul. Foul off again. Foul off again. Two and two. Up the middle, caught by short. He'll throw to first, but it's too high. Ball's going to get away into the dugout. 5-0 Philadelphia. Remind me again why we got Marcus Semien for Jeff McNeil. Why is this team loaded with a bunch of brain-dead cunts? Just stick it in your damn pocket or throw it lower, Semien. E4, another unearned run, unearned run for Marsh. Hit E4 and another RBI. 5-0 Phillies. Why is this team playing like a bunch of fucking brain dead cunts? Pop up, right field, Wagaman's under it, 1 down. And Marsh will hold it first at second. Philadelphia is 29-9 whenever they score 4 more runs this year. And they are flexing their fucking muscles tonight. You can't say the same for their road record. It's pretty bad. Strike 1. Driven to left field. Off the wall. 6-0 Philadelphia. Mendoza, get this brain dead cunt you call a pitcher off the fucking mound! 6-0 Philadelphia. Get this cunt off the mound. Get him off! But then again, Mendoza, you're an even bigger piece of excuse. That's a definition of a brain dead cunt! Because that's all you are, Mendoza. A manic depressed, gambling, brain dead cunt! Fouled off. Down the right field line into the seats. Being pulled at the strings by an even bigger cunt in the front office. Down the line, 7-0 Philadelphia. Get this piece of shit off the mound, Mendoza! This is why I hate David Stearns and Carlos Mendoza. The former for doubling down on an incompetent cunt to use as a shield and a very brittle one to protect himself from blame, and the latter because he's so stupid! Oh, really? What was your fucking first clue, John? You, Mr. Smaltz. Just fuck off. Popped up by Ricky Ellis, and that's going to go into the seats foul. 1-0-1. Yeah, they don't want to say the shit that's behind closed doors because they don't want to get pulled for revealing a political agenda. 0-2. That's why Rosenthal's not talking about it. Vinny and I are the only two who are willing to expose the truth. Got him looking. 2 down. No fucking duh. Smart thing would have been to offer Alonso the contract he was due, like he got in Baltimore. Smartest thing to do would have been to give Diaz the monies he was owed. Smartest thing to do would have said, he was tell Lindor's wife no to her political aspirations. 2-0. And the smartest thing to do would have been to cut off the mayor from coming to Mets games because he's just trying to blend in like a fucking chameleon. In piece of scum that he is. 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. 2-1. And the smart thing for the Mets to do would be to ship Lindor out at the deadline. Because once he's shipped out, what happens? There's no reason. I mean, there's no link between the Mets and the mayor's office anymore. If Hubby's not in the dugout, there's no reason for Mondami to come. 3-1 pitch. Fouled off. Full count. And Sanel Perez getting warmed up. I'm pretty sure we'll see him next inning at the latest. At the soonest he's coming on after this at bat, regardless if Peralta gets out of the inning or not. Ball 4. Now get this fucker off the mound. Get this cunt off the mound. Give him the fucking hook. How I hate life sometimes. Trey Turner due up. And they're going to double down on keeping this piece of dog fuck out there. They're just again to finish the damn inning. Good fucking God. Ball 1. How I hate you, Carlos Mendoza. How I hate you, David Stearns. And how I hate you, Francisco Lindor, for ruining this team. Ground ball, base hit, another run in, 8-0 Philadelphia. Throw the plate, too late. Now can we fucking give fucking Freddie the hook? And fuck what, Freddie the hook? Because at this point, I am getting ready to fly. I would rather find my mom's gun, fly my ass to Philadelphia, and bang, put one and cap Mendoza with it if I had the chance, but I will not do that. They're finally giving Peralta the hook. Sanel Perez coming on. We'll take a TV timeout with a call to the bullpen. Peralta was at his biggest piece of shit self. 8 runs, 10 hits, 7 earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts in 2 2/3 innings, 80 pitches. And instead of just pulling him after he got the second out or pulling him after the walk, Mendoza once again doubled down and gambled. And it bit him in the ass again. I've been saying this for over a year now. The sooner Mendoza gets a fucking pink slip, the better. And at this rate, I don't know if I can hold out for another 96 games after tonight. For another 86 games after tonight. I really don't. Lol Mets has mutated into something far worse than anyone could have expected. And all because we have a dumb fuck in the dugout, a penny pinching skinflint shithead in the front office as the GM, and a shortstop who would put his wife ahead of the team, his wife's wants ahead of the team's, ahead of the necessity of the team. A true team leader does not throw his own comrades under the bus. He stands up for them. For them because of a petty squabbling. In a fucking bat around for Philadelphia. Let's see if Perez has any luck. Ball one. Two and 0 on the slurve. Two and one. Gone. Fucking 11-0. This is without question the worst Mets game I've ever called. Because we have a self-indulgent GM, an incompetent manager who doesn't own up, who doesn't possess any sense of accountability when a good manager of a bad team would hold himself accountable for the fuck-ups, in his decision-making. And if Steve Cohen wasn't busy trying to build his damn casino and see what's going on, he'll hold both these dumbass cunts accountable and have them pink slipped ASAP. Harper fouls that one off. 0-1. Oh, books closed on Peralta. 10 with 10 runs on 10 hits, all earned. Ground ball up the right side, base hit again. And Harper's 3 for 3 with a homer, a double, and a single. All he needs now is a triple, and he'll get the cycle. And with how the Phillies are hitting, he's going to get plenty of fucking chances at that. Because we have a terrorist for a fucking manager. With the brain cells of a cunt. Dribbler, Vientos to Perez, foot race to the bag, and the Mets finally get out of this nightmare inning. But not before 8 fucking runs are coughed up on 9 fucking hits. On 8 fucking hits. 11-0 Philadelphia. Please subscribe and watch the YouTube channel. In my YouTube channel. Loud 86 New York Mets. I haven't even asked God for any wins this year. What I have asked him time and again is for a regime change when this season's over or midway through it. The sooner I get that, the sooner this team could right the ship. But that might not matter in 2027 when you consider, or if a CBA deal doesn't get met until around, by the time we get to Christmas, the new CBA deal isn't met between the Players Association and the owners by the end of this year. We may not get baseball in 2027. Fuck off, Gavin. Wagaman leads off and he takes strike one. Question is, how cold is Christopher Sanchez after spending basically half an hour, almost 40 minutes in the fucking dugout while your teammates put belt to ass? 1-1. Wagaman grounds this one. Harper will scoop it up, step in the bag, one down. Should have been Ewing over this. Should have been Ewing, not Wagaman. But no, Mendoza, in his infinite wisdom, or lack of it, chose Wagaman tonight. Fuck you, Carlos Mendoza. I mean, Danhausen's not going to do this since he tried to uncurse the Mets and failed because he never put a curse on the damn team anyway. I'll do it for him. Grant, kind of moot point when the team sucks this badly anyway. Having said that, Mets, you, the New York Mets, not me, you are cursed. You dumb fuckers. Alvarez grounds this one to third, scooped up by Bohm, 2 down. Vientos hits this one deep left field to the track, to the wall, and the Mets are finally on the fucking board. There goes the shutout. It's 11-1. For Vientos, that's home run number 9.
And so gets under the deep center track near the wall, and it's out of here! Time ahead of 0-2. And he flies one out to right field. Back goes Tucker to the warning track. Back near the fence. It's out of here! 1-2 Alonso. And he lifts one out to right field, chasing Rodin back to the warning track, and it's out of here! Pete Alonso goes the other way.
Oh, and 2 to Terrence. Sorry if I'm not too jovial over a Vientos solo shot. And down staring at goes to Renz, inning over. Mets get a run on a hit and do little else. 11-1 Philadelphia. And Phillies 11, Mets 1. Why is it every game I've called that's baseball related has been a blowout this year? Ah, shit. Another Blood and Honey film coming out. And Bone pops it up. Right center. Wagaman under it. One down. Why not? 2-0. Two and one. Popped up again. This time going to left center. So's going to call off short, make the catch. 2 down. Well, pass ball, not that matters. Nobody's on the bag. Zone 1. 1-0.
Brand new day with the answer. My shot. I think it's going to be an amalgamation of a couple of different stories from books, but mainly an adaptation that I've been asking for since Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2, because I think this movie could potentially be the answer to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 and put it up there with one of the greatest Spider-Man movies ever. But either way, you know we got to do. We got to talk about it. First things first. She's Uncle Phil and Uncle Ben and Aunt May for real. And I can hear y'all screaming.
No, it is the symbiote, Sammy. No, it's Man Spider. No, it's the other storyline.
The truth is way deeper than that. It's deeper than rap. And what I think they're doing proves that Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to be the dark, twisted inverse of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. Let's rewind to what I consider the best Spider-Man movie ever and my favorite film of all time, the greatest movie ever. It's perfect. 2004 and Sam Raimi's illustrious Spider-Man 2. Yeah, I mean, it goes that hard. So look at Peter in that movie. He absolutely is. He's going to be bad. Pouring himself into the bad and trying to down. First of all, that brother can't even get a drink or a snack. He's getting used as a tool by Boss Edwin Jameson to take pictures, which you're inadvertently hurting your own reputation because it contributes to the commander of Spider-Man. At the same time, your best friend gets drunk, slaps you in the face in front of everybody, and then immediately after that, you're
Paul Goldschmidt, 8-10-6, tied for first in the 8L ever since Judge went down.
Now let's cut to Spider-Man Brand New Day. 2 years later since that film came out, because of Doctor Strange's spell, nobody knows that Peter Parker even exists. He has no human life. It's been erased from the history books. No Uncle Ben, no Aunt May, no Iron Man and Avengers safety net. And he had to lie to his lover and best friend in MJ and Ned to keep them safe. Peter Parker has to lose. He twists the knife in himself because he constantly checks up on him and sees that their lives are so much better without it. And how does he cope? He completely buries himself in that mask, pouring himself into his work. He overcompensates by being Spider-Man, a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, 24/7.
Full count.
This extreme trauma, stress, and emotional incident is causing DNA to evolve violently, ferociously, ferally. It's manifesting organic webbing, swinging at speed. He knows how to get to. He's losing control, and that's because the spider is beating the man. And I think that's causing him to become more animalistic in nature, because instead of Spider-Man no more, he's saying Peter Parker no more, like Amazing Spider-Man 3 and 2. And in that storyline, he concludes up after having so many traumatic events, Aunt May having a stroke, going through the clone saga, and all that bullshit, to the point where he rejects his human side, comes out of that cocoon, rebirths as just the spider. A silent Spider-Man, because it was that. That is a horror film. And though we see the Brand New Day trailer, him waking up outside of the cocoon, with him having no recollection of it, because the spider side of him is taken over. I think it's mainly going to be that storyline to Jeff, but I'm not going to sit here and lie to you like they can't add a little dash of the other. JMS, J. Michaels, Krasinski introduces to the spider. Why does Jesse choose to stay behind?
And he got him swinging. So Mets finally get a clean inning against Philadelphia, but they're still down 10 after 4. And chip away play isn't going to cut it. It'll be Short, Bench, and Bichette against Sanchez in the 5th. One of these days, I'm going to go to a fucking banana ball game. Mark my words. He's had a lot of cushion tonight because of the incompetency of the management of the Mets. Short leads off, first pitch. Rips one into left center. That's going to drop for a base hit. First one back with the Mets for short in terms of hits. Sanchez prefers down in the zone, and a slider that goes away from the zone for strikeouts. They'll get him with the changeup, primarily for the outs. Sometimes they'll get the sinker if they're not going to chase it. So far through 4+, 5 runs, 1 walk, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Benj has 2 of the is a 2-time strikeout victim of Christopher Sanchez. First time he got him looking, second time he got him swinging. What's the other way around? I can never get it straight. Chopper is going to be tough to get this, and they'll have no choice but to sell for the force at second. Harper was too far away from the bag for Stott to even risk throwing it back to first. Bichette up next. He got a single in his last at bat. So the Mets carried 1 runner for another. Yeah. First pitch. Bichette pops this one, drives this one to left field, right center, playable, caught by Crawford, 2 down. In the Cy Young race, Sanchez and Mizorowski. I mean, if there's one pitcher that could beat Sanchez out for that starting job in the All-Star break, it's the Brewers' Jacob Mizorowski. But if you know the Philly faithful, they're not going to allow that to happen. To another Soto. Two and 1. Three and 1. Full count. Benj will be in motion. So hits that one foul off the plate. We'll do it again. Payoff again. Up the middle, snag by Turner, throw to first, inning over. Mets only get 1 hit, and we're halfway home, 11-1 Philadelphia. And the feed is starting to give out on me. It'll be the Quinones, Crawford, and Schwarber due up in the Philly half of the fifth. Quinones probably the only consistent out for Philadelphia tonight. He hasn't gotten a hit, strike one. But then again, to be fair to Quinones Jr., he's young, so I'm not going to hold that against. So I don't think any Philly fan would hold that against him. 0-1 pitch, Swan and miss, went after the slurve, strike two. He chased the slurve again, strike two. Slurve high and away down the third base line, but it's going to go foul. Oh, 2 pitch. Got him with another slurve. One down. And again, you see the president of Phillies baseball operations, a much smarter man than David Stearns will ever be, Dave Dombrowski. I'm willing to take many a pot shot at the Mets this year. Because where they end up this year, I don't give a fuck. I said that the team was not constructed to be a playoff team this year. And instead of owning up to that fact, Stearns has doubled down on his self-indulgence and incompetence. Strike one to Crawford. Oh and 2. That's fouled off. Got him swinging. 2 down. Toby Myers getting warmed up. That's in the left field, base hit, and now Schwarber has a chance to hit for the cycle. That brings up Bryce Harper, who has a chance to hit for the cycle. And that brings up Schwarber. And then if he gets on, or even if he doesn't get on, that'll give Harper his first of at minimum 2 chances that he's got left to hit for the cycle. Schwarber, on the other hand, is looking for a homer hat trick. Strike 1. On 1. Well, he won't get a home run, but he will get a base hit. And we're going to have a pitching change for the Mets. Tobias Myers coming in. Sionel Perez's night is done. He gives up 1 run, 3 hits in, what was it, 1 2/3, 2 innings. 2 innings, strikes out 3, and coughs up a homer. But like I said, this will be one of at least 2 chances Bryce Harper is going to get to try to hit for the cycle. I mean, to get the cycle. And if you're looking for a cycle, in this case, you got to go in CBP. Your best bets would either be in the corner and have it roll all the way to about this point in the left center gap, or just hit it off the left center gap, off the wall in the left center field gap, and hope that it bounces towards center, bounces towards left field, and the center fielder is not fast enough to follow the ricochet. First pitch is a ball to Bryce Harper from the split finger. Two now. Strike 2. That's driven to left center field. That's going to be a base hit. The question is, are they going to let him get the triple? He's going for 3. He's going for 3. The throw goes to the plate. It's cut off, and I believe Bryce Harper has got the cycle. And it's now 13-1 Philadelphia. And Bryce Harper in the 5th inning, he's got the sight. Has hit for in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs, has hit for the cycle. I did say he had to hit it into the left center field gap. The gap in left center, and he did just, left to left center field, and he did just that. And Marsh pops it up. Bichette under it. He's got it, but not before Bryce Harper hits for the cycle. 2 runs coughed up, 13-1 Philadelphia. If I'm Carlos Mendoza after this game, regardless if Philadelphia gets any more runs or not, you know what word comes to mind when you think of this game? Pathetic. You guys came here to play fucking baseball, not coddle with the enemy. The fact that I haven't had more than 30 on this game call is a bit disheartening. But given I have a mediocre team against a shit team in this game, the Phillies against the Mets respectively, what do you expect? Simeon leads off against Sanchez, who's only thrown 77 pitches in 5 innings, walked 1, given up 5 hits, and a run. I'm surprised they're not just going to let Harper sit the rest of this game out now that he's got the cycle. Strike 1 on the slider. Ironic that it's a Philly who hits the first cycle in the history of my game calling on this, my game calls on this channel. Upstairs, 1-1 on the changeup. Start with the changeup, 1-1. Swung and miss, 1-2. Simeon breaks his bat to left field. Marsh under it. He'll make the catch. 1 down. As soon as he saw that ball was going to the plate, that's when Harper knew he was going to make a bolt. He was going to try to bolt for third, and he got there. On the other hand, Mets losing this game against Christopher Sanchez, I can live with. Just not the way it's going down. Swing and a miss, strike one from Wagaman. Look, folks, I'm just going to put it like this. Mets getting basically butchered by Christopher Sanchez and the Phillies. Losing this game to this combo I can live with. But the way it's happening is what makes me sick. I mean, is what's making me sick. 0-2. In the dirt, 1-2. Wagman hits this one off the end of the bat, right field, edge of the track. 2 down. Caught by Crawford. I mean, by Econis, excuse me. Better be sealing this, or however the hell you pronounce it, right. Strike one. Yeah, Mets are not coming back from this deficit. Mark my fucking words. This is why I hate the way June is structured for them. And they get no days off from here on out. They got 4 with the Cubs coming up. They got a 4-game set with the Cubs coming up, and then they got to play Philadelphia again next weekend. After that, road trip to Canada. Then they'll visit Toronto. They'll play the Blue Jays, and then 4th of July weekend in Atlanta, including an 8 o'clock start on the 4th against the Braves. Alvarez fouls that one off 0-2. How disgusting can it get for this team? I mean, it ain't getting any better. It's getting worse. I mean, progressively worse. I mean, at this pace, the rate they're going, they're on pace to lose about 95 games this year. 1-2. And if that's not the point of finally cutting the string of Carlos Mendoza and then hiring another dimwitted and overly analytical puppet. But then again, that may not be the case if the Dodgers end up winning the title again this year, which will lead to an MLB lockout because because the players don't want to agree to a hard salary cap. Because the players don't want to agree to a salary cap. And the owners aren't willing to pay the big, and most of the owners, that's chopped, caught by Bohm on the bounce, inning over. $13-1 Philadelphia through 5.5. Personally, with how bad this is, I don't want anybody coming in to join me on the call tonight. I just don't. So, Bohm grounds out, and it's Stott's turn. Earning against Myers. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. One after the splitter. 1-2. 2 over the low middle. Stott uses his batter's timeout. I think I gotta go through this shit again tomorrow night. Ground ball. Simeon will scoop it up. Fling to Vientos. 2 down. And this has been the problem with Carlos Mendoza since last June. With the exception of a late July 7-game winning streak, this team has not won more than 4 games in a single stretch for a winning streak. I mean, 4 consecutive games in any winning streak since that point. Strike 1. Ow. On the JT. Remo just got 2 doubles and 2 RBIs in his own right. No doubt Harper's getting player of the game. He may have 1 RBI less than Schwarber, but hitting for the cycle more than compensates for that. 1-1. Two one. Swung and miss. 2-2. Looks like the Phillies have a bullpen arm warming up. I couldn't see who number 60 is. That's fouled off. Two-two pitch. Got him swinging on the fastball. 6 innings complete. And if I'm right, Christopher Sanchez's night is done. clean inning for the Mets there. But as we go to the seventh, it is still 13-1 Philadelphia. And second thought, if anyone can be willing to listen to me, it'd be him. Strike one. Strike two to Vientos. He's not even trying to go after this next pitch. It's Max Lazar who's on the mound now. So Sanchez's night is done after 6 innings, 6 strikeouts. What's wrong? Wrong team. 5 strikeouts, 1 run, 5 hits. After 6 innings, giving up 1 run on 5 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts, Christopher Sanchez's night is done, and he's comfortably in line for the win. 1-2 pitch. Vientos grounds one up the middle, leadoff single. And outside Vientos' homer, that's all the Mets have been getting in terms of hits. Nothing but fucking singles. Torrens pops it up, right center field. Cientos calls off. Riconis calls off Crawford, 1 down. Why put together a team with little to no plate discipline? Line up with little to no plate discipline. Fuck you and your analytics, Mendoza. I would have done Beatty at first, Bichette at short, and Ewing in center tonight with Young at first. Strike one. And Vientos doing DH duty. Alvarez takes strike one. 1-1 in the dirt. Or on the cut. someone would listen to me, let the Almighty answer me. Strike 3, swing and miss at the split finger, 2 down. Down is short. And here's Benj, who has struck out twice and flown out. Foul ball, up and away, ball 1. Ball 2. Lazard gets a sign. Pitch. Benj blasts one. Right field, second deck, and gone.
And so gives up one deep center track near the wall, and it's out of here! Tying ahead, 0-2. And he flies one out to right field. That goes Tucker to the warning track. Back in the fence. It's out of here! 1-2 Alonso. And he lifts one out to right field, chasing Rodin back to the warning track, and it's out of here! Pete Alonso goes the other way.
Benj with his 8th home run of the year. Brett Beatty comes on a pinch hit, which means Bichette's night's done. Ground ball to second, inning over. But not before the Mets get 2 back on 2 hits and nobody stranded. Time to stretch. 13-3, Philadelphia. Just trust me, unless the Mets can get this down to around 5, 6, 5, or even 3 runs, I'm not going to be too excited. Then no matter how many runs I'm not going to give a damn about how many runs they score from here on out. I mean, this is basically a fucking football score at this point. You're still down by 10. As we go into the stretch. Yes, I'm fully aware the Phillies use high hopes for their 7th Sinatra's high hopes for their 7th inning stretch song. So don't correct me. All-Star game is in a few weeks, live from Philadelphia. For the people, by the people, and of the people on July 14th. Thursday night at 9 o'clock, the USA against Turkey. Coverage begins at 9. And for those wondering, no, I don't care for soccer outside World Cup competition. I'm not going to call it, but I just watch it for the sake of the white, just for the sake of the noise. We're back in Philadelphia. Yeah, bottom 7. 13-3 Philadelphia. Myers back on the mound. He faces Riccionis Jr., who has again been the only consistent out. And out of the batting order for Philadelphia, he's the only Philly to still yet get a hit. That one's getting overturned. It's a ball. Missed the strike zone. Philly keeps their challenge. Off by just over an inch. Ball 1. Ball 2. MJ Melendez will replace Juan Soto, so Soto's night is done. Riccionis hits this one right center. The center bench got a late jump, but he makes it back halfway between the wall and the track, just before the warning track, and he'll make the catch. 1 down. Crawford with a double. He has a double. He scored a run. He had an RBI double back in the 4th. In that bat around 3rd inning, strike 1. One. Sounds like the fireworks going on. Sounds like the fireworks going off at Atrium Health Ballpark. The minor league, for those who don't know, that's a single A affiliate local in my area. That is a farm squad for the Chicago White Sox. Home of the Kannapolis Cannonballers, who are a farm team for the Chicago single A farm affiliate of the Chicago White Sox. In the dirt, 1-2. Yeah, the White Sox have quite a few farm affiliates in this part of the country. The Winston-Salem Dash, which is their, aside from the Cannonballers, which is their single A low A affiliate. They have the Winston-Salem Dash, which is a double A affiliate. And then the triple A affiliate, the Charlotte Knights. Either the Cannonballers won tonight, or it's just for the sake of the fireworks. I don't know. Was that off the bat, or did it hit him? Off the bat. Or did that get the bat and go foul? Let's see. Where'd this go? Got the bat. Oh, this was last night. 2-2. Oh, they're in Fayetteville tonight against the Woodpeckers. Never mind. That's fouled off. Foul off again. Gesundheit. All right, Night Champions is next week. Ball 3. Full count, and Turner waits on deck. At this point, you need to get a new pitcher up if you're Mendoza. The fact that this has gone 10 pitches is enough to where you could gas somebody out. In the left field, base hit. Melendez plays on a hop, and it's a 1-out single for Crawford. Damn it, Buford. Yes.
Bring this thing down to the basement. I guess we're taking the stairs.
The stairs?
Who put this skate park all the way down here?
Skate park?
We're gonna have to shred it, Marv. Locker style. Almost there. Give me a double kickflip for 540, Marv. We finally made it.
2-1.
Melting incinerator.
Surprise! What? I heard you've been surprising people today, so I thought it might be fun for you to get a surprise. But it felt so real.
2-1 pitch. 3-1.
I heard the candidate.
Hey, you, Jerry. I've heard inverted kickflip, Marv.
Fouled off. Full count. Ugh. Ground ball. Simeon to second one over the first 9 time. They'll get the force out. More like Pooh would do anything for a honey pot. Ball on one to Schwarber, who's got 2 homers and a single in his own right tonight. He's looking for the homer hat trick. Only problem with Schwarber homers, they've been mostly 2 runs or solo shots. 1-1. I mean, don't get me wrong. He does have a 3-run homer tonight, but the point still applies that the reason he's only got 50 RBIs this year is because of how high in the batting order he hits. Or 47 RBIs, excuse me. That's hooking down the right field line. Is it going to stay fair? Yes! He's got a hat trick. And Philadelphia gets those 2 runs back. 15-3 Phillies. Number 27 on the year for Schwarber. And this one just barely stayed within the confines of the foul pole. I mean, Harper took a current call. Let's see if Schwarber gives one. Harper takes strike 1 on a splitter low and away. Doesn't look like Kyle's going to do the current call. Ground ball back to Myers. Flip it to Vientos. Inning over, but Philadelphia gets those 2 runs back on this nail biter homer by Schwarber. Through 7, Philadelphia 15, New York 3. God damn it. So Harper's got the hat trick, and Schwarber's got a cycle. I mean, so Schwarber's got a hat trick of homers, and Harper has hit for the cycle. Schwarber's not hitting for a homer cycle tonight. This is when you put the shot up. 2.9 seconds. Fly ball to the left, caught, 1 down. Down by Melendez. Semien up next. One pitch to Semien. Chopped. High. Boom off the high hop. He'll get the throw to Harper. 2 down. Wagaman up next. Might as well get the bottom of the 8th ready. Fouled off. 0-1. One around, 1-2. Two and two. Fouled off. That's foul off. 2-2. Who again? Full count. Ground ball to second. Stott to Harper. Inning over. Clean inning for Philadelphia. 7.5 complete. 15-3 Phillies. And now the Mets are desperate. They want to save the bullpen. They're going to let short pitch. Ugh. Which means A.J. Ewing comes in to replace Alvarez to play center. Ground ball. Line drive caught by Simeon. One down. Court benched. Of course, we got to go back to this day 62 years ago. Mets and Phillies at Chase Stadium. Jim Bunning throwing a perfect game shutout against a shit heap 64 Mets squad. Though to be fair, the Phillies weren't all that great in the 60s either. Ground ball by Bohm, Bade of those two down. Stott hits this one down the line foul. 47 mile an hour pitch. Roberto Duran getting warmed up in the Philly bullpen. At this point, it's not really even a save. That's ripped down the line and foul again. Owen by Stott. 0-2. I mean, at this point, when your pitching core is, when you put in a position player to pitch, you've basically raised the white flag of surrender. Fouled off again. To be fair, with how badly the Mets have played tonight, I don't blame them. This is one of those losses that are so bad you can live with them. Because the incompetency of Carlos Mendoza, this is the kind of shit you're more than willing to expect. More than likely, you're going to expect. Fouled off again. I mean, personally, if I was Stott, I would just let that one hit me. I mean, based on the angle of that pitch, I would have just let that one hit me. In the dirt, 2-2. Seriously, I would have just let that one clock me. In the air to left field, Melendez will be under it. Inning over. 1-2-3 inning again for the Mets, but it's not going to matter much. We go to the ninth. Duran getting ready to pitch. It's not a safe decision anyway. Philadelphia 15, New York Mets 3. Trust me, folks, come middle of August, I am shaving this little bastard clean off my face. And Johan Duran will come on to finish this game. Garrett Stubbs will replace Harper at first, which is what should have happened after he got the cycle, to be perfectly fair. Ewing leads off. Then it'll be Vientos and Torrens to close out this shit heap. Why is it the majority of the games I've called between these two have gone the way of the Phillies? Hello, Chris. Again, this is not a save decision for Duran. Chop foul. In the dirt, 1-1. 2-1. Full count to Ewing. AJ takes the payoff pitch from Duran. Here it comes. Ground ball. Bohm with it. Fires the first. 1 down. So both Harper and Schwarber go 4 out of 5 tonight, but Schwarber had 3 homers and 6 RBIs. Harper has the cycle. Got his first ever cycle in career cycle. Here's Vientos. Swing and a miss at a bad sweeper, low and away. 1-1. Second time in team history, teammates with 3 homers and a cycle have hit in the same game. The last time he did it was Lou Gehrig and Tony Lazzeri with from the 1932 Yankees in Philadelphia against the Athletics. Foul off. Oh, that was Stubbs. Forgot Stubbs is now in as the first baseman for Philadelphia. Harper's on the bench after getting the cycle. Swing and a miss on the sweeper. Strike 3. 2 down. Torrens will be the last hope for the Mets to try to even keep this thing going. And trust me, he's not going to. Mets are going to fall to 34 and 42. Phillies go to 41 and 35 as soon as Torrens gets out. And I can end this shit heap of a game call. And then I gotta be back on here tomorrow night anyway. First pitch is low, ball 1 with a split finger fastball. Two and 0. Well, a load of horse skunk. Over the middle with the 4-seamer, 2-1. Two hours and 52 minutes of this shit. Chopper over the mound, base hit. Here comes Zach Short. Now, I do want to stress this is kind of a rare case where the pitcher is going to get away with hitting since he was initially a position player. And this is, by all accounts, his spot in the batting order. First pitch over the middle with the heater goes to Ron, 0-1. Did he really need the Rocky 1 first fight montage music when you're up 12? I don't think so. In the dirt with the sweeper, 0-2, 1-1. Big cut in the late one on the split finger 1-2. I would have just let that one go. 1-2 pitch. Struck him out swinging. Phillies win 15-3. Game over. Ring the bell. This game was a fucking stomp. Phillies finished with 15 runs on 17 hits, no errors. The Mets 3 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. Christopher Sanchez goes to 9-3. Freddy Peralta drops to 5-6. No save decision. In front of a sold-out CBP. That's it for tonight's video. Comment, like, share, and subscribe to the Aboriginal Sports Network and Hardcore Sports Network, even if I only put this on the former as opposed to the latter. But nonetheless, as well as the content creators on both sides. I'm Mets2128. Goodbye and good fucking night. Bang. I'll see you tomorrow night.